Hello traders and welcome to this new Bitcoin technical, order flow, macro and on-chain analysis video. Today's main topic of the video will be I'll be showing you how I was getting into 97 to 98k shorts. I was predicting we will react here, and then Orderflow was giving me many green lights. We will see day trade and eventually swing to the downside. You will see full trade management, and you can apply same thinking process because you will see timeline. I literally marked all the big posts here because I was doing it for our traders here. You will see how the trade was developing from live entries into the final profits. After that, this will be the main, maybe 30-40 minutes. Then we move to Bitcoin current price action, and I will tell you why I'm currently in long, where I'm expecting we are heading into the rest of the week, and what we can expect next. Because then next Tuesday I will do proper, much longer video. But this time, this is very useful topic because, you know, I'm giving this knowledge for free as well on the YouTube, and I just want you to become better trader. Even if you didn't win over the courses, you will see what matters, how you can literally predict the impulsive trend line behavior is done, and you will stop into at least into range, and then you will go into the proper reaction and proper trend, counter trend, we can say. So let's start. This is now we can be starting with this section. So let's go just one by one. You will see how everything was developing. Before we even get to 97 and 90k region, our traders were very well known. We will have trade area here. The trade area was derived from technical analysis. If I zoom out, 1 hour time frame, this is the box where I was expecting Bitcoin to reject before it starts moving way higher, because here we do have 1 year point of control, 1 year high volume node. This is very heavy resistance after such massive move to the downside, after 30% to the downside. Also, you've had these highs here into the inefficiency. So Bitcoin pretty much took all of those highs and then reversed for swing failure pattern. And yeah, pretty much you also had 3-month high volume nodes. So you see how many high volume nodes here. I was expecting at least range here. And then we've got that harsh rejection to the downside based on tariffs, because this was also a news event driven trade. So my trade area was based on AMT, on overall resistance, because these big lows were trapping lots of people on the, which were counter trending to the upside. 100k to 90k for me was just technical resistance, but you will see from Orderflow it was also very heavy resistance, also from options market and others. But this trade area, again, any push to the upside, no trade area, but here was major trade area. And you need to execute in this area with the intraday knowledge and intraday Orderflow, right? You just don't put blind limits because you can move over this area. So preparation for this trade area was there. As same thing as you will see, preparation was here for the more smaller trade area there as at the end of the video. So that's done, and now let's go over that. So before we are reaching that point, option markets I implemented into my trading in 2025. I've seen we have at these regions 98k is, let me show you here. So 97k is very weak, and if we move above current high, I don't expect much help from options. But 98k is decent, and of course we have monster at 100k. So you see this is the 98k option, and it was pretty decent. This is like moved, it's not like matching, but 98k option is here. So you also had the option protection barrier. Lots of people from lower were betting Bitcoin will hit this point, and closer to the area they will try to book profits on their options. It's very similar as open interest increases in the traditional exposures. So you come to the barrier and you can reject when you kiss the barrier, or where you just front run the barrier just on options profit taking, because the open interest is decreasing there. So there was option barrier protection. There's like another, preparation for 98k area before you even reach it, right? Let's go back. Of course, we have a STH. Let me check why it's not showing the link. Maybe I linked it. No, STH. Yeah, we also approach STH at 98k. I was thinking I have a graphic design here. We also approach STH at 98k. That was another thing. So STH I'm using from on-chain. Let me show you here. You know from my videos I mention this often. This is one of the most reliable metrics you can use on top of technical analysis and Orderflow. Basically, it's tracking the average of all people trapped above you. And if you come to the level, there is very like key decision point making if you reclaim this level or reject. The more time you spend below, there is higher chance you will actually reject, similar like here. Also, staying below STH is confirming we still are not in bull market, and of course we are not in confirmed bear market, but it's very bad sign for the market, because it's, again, you come to this level and people are getting untrapped on these drowning positions on spot market, because this is their short-term average, like Bitcoin's bought for the past 6 months. They need to get out, so they will use when the price comes to you, or you are in slight minus, you will get out. So you had these sell outside flows from spot market, also helping to protect 98k barrier. I also view this as area like 98k to 100k, because there's like it's just wider. You can even see this on this indicator, even like when we push to the upside, modern era, you see we only very briefly spend above time above 1, which is signaling your market is drowning. Many people use pumps only to hedge or to get out on spot market. Until this behavior changes, we are not looking good on Bitcoin. You see how bull markets were looking. We were mostly in green. People were rewarded for holding Bitcoin, not for selling it in the first opportunity they get. So STH, this was another preparation for the area. Okay, that's why you do multi-layered analysis. You need to, because odds in trading are 50-50. That's fantastic. It's not, this is casino, yeah. You have black and red color, but every single analysis you do from all these multi-layered layers, you will change your odds to win the trade to 60-40, 70% chance to win the trade, 80% to win the trade. You literally, that's your main job in trading. You need to switch those odds from 50-50, so you are not, gambler, but you are a proper trader. Okay, percent spot pressure. This was now when we started coming into the 97, because we had like one short already here. We've seen increasing sell side on Binance. Binance is doing 60% of the global volume, so it's absolutely matters what they are doing. You see how the sell side is stacking. They are protecting 98k, even 100k barrier. If there is not enough volume in the market, you will just simply range below all that stack sell side. So you can easily predict there will be at least range. So Binance was giving you another clue. Okay, so you see how we are building, the main picture. Gold nuggets. Let's go further. So perps are still providing sell side above yesterday high. If we get good swing failure pattern, we'll be happy to add to my short and take new short. This is when market was here. I'm preparing myself. You needed alert here because this actually happened during Asia, so I needed to wake up to market. I'm mostly having alerts in front of key highs and lows, because sometimes you get equal highs or lows, so you don't take the high or low. People just front run. But you needed to be ready in this section, right? If you wanted to add to the trade. Plus, of course, the execution of this trade was 98k. I think we already did swing failure pattern here, so this was the first entry for the swing trade. Let me show you. STH here, battle, yep. And also this post here. So we analyze order books. That's why you need order book heat map tools, or just something like tape surf. So I said there should be fierce battle for 98 to 100k region, as order books are loaded with plenty of walls on spot and perps side. Look at that. Until the point we got to 97k, there were not so heavy order books, but this time look, it was super stacked on spot markets, Coinbase, Binance perpetuals. Everything was stacked. So very hard to continue higher in such conditions. Yes. STH 98k short. This is I'm waking up on 15th of January. I'm telling our traders we did that beautiful reaction from 98k with local swing failure pattern, already 2% down. On-chain options, order books barrier all at once played out. Added to my short there nicely as I was running alert, because I already was short from intraday. Traders know because we are taking it. And I took take profit one just now at 96k, leaving 45% exposure left. You will see the trade management of this as well. Because I'm paying myself like when I can for these stop loss and guaranteed profit, but I can increase my entries when market is now going into my direction, or there is order flow reason. And actually you will see that order flow reason rejection. So 98k short is here, second short. There was also second short here. We were waiting for the New York session open. We pretty much started going down on, this was open interest drive to the downside. This is like special strategy we use when first, what you do first minutes on the New York session open can dictate the general direction, like in the first 15 to 30 minutes. So there was and there was like good selling, so immediately equities and Bitcoin crashed, so I just positioned high. I was not even waiting for this. So I was building two shorts mainly, because one short for me was built for day trade, yes, as you will see here when I open the trades. One position was building for day trade, and it's gonna be, you know, take profit sooner, and then second short was more for a swing trade, yes. So I was building double position. Sometimes I just do that, you know, it's better hedging for me. Also, symmetry is your friend. You always, so you look at that, we consolidate all December, and then we started full impulse on 1 hour time frame. Yeah, you will literally take that box, measure it, and then you will place it on the next impulse, which started to the upside from this point. Yes, and you see we literally did 1-to-1 extension of the same impulse. So we see how market is waving. Always watch this, always watch how market is going into pullbacks and upside structures, or just similar thing to the downside. It tends to repeat because the very similar market participants are in the market. They are pushing with the similar delta and volumes, and then they take profit. So symmetry is crucial. That's why I, you know, just have it in the order of learning with the technical analysis. Let's go back to more posts. So symmetry to the upside here. As we are, you know, rejecting from the upside, yes, from that 90k big barrier, and then secondary short, I'm already planning for myself what's going to be symmetry target to the downside. We've seen after such impulse to the upside, we had also significant pullback. So if this, especially if you start losing this level, you have just inefficiency and low volume nodes here, literally no support on Bitcoin. So just like when this is lost, you can easily expect this one-to-one symmetry to the downside should play out. So you are setting very realistic targets, and you're just not taking some scalps in this very small chop. You know what's happening, okay? Further, so we have new short. This is you will see trade execution in a few of my posts, but there was like when we started, like this short was happening somewhere here, but I just want to show you this setup. We've seen absolutely huge longs coming in on Binance. Look at the candle, 1.14 billion, 2.73 million delta. You have only very two options here. These people know what they are doing, and they literally go to 98k or 100k. So this is big entity who is just loading up. We've seen massive spot buying as well with them. So they try to really move the market. Second option, if you are in short, you want to trap this candle. So as soon as you go below these lows, you know, it's over, because people who are in heavy longs, they need to escape positions, and escaping positions means if you are long, you need to sell. So it will actually create big pressure to the downside. That's why Orderflow, that's why we don't just watch hollow candles on Trading View. You pretty much need something like Exocharts or Market Monkey, where we see what is happening inside the candle. So perfect candle, like massive potential if we trap this boom to the downside, and you will see how this all played out. So it's just powerful. I like to see when big traders are entering, because I know this is fuel for the market. We've seen, so look at the delta. Yeah, these are these big Binance longs. Yes, I mean the delta was very significant, and they didn't move market as much. So there were also absorptions. Second thing, as they were entering, we've seen hundreds of, like 200 million bought on spot market. So there was really a big try from some entities coordinating push to the upside on Bitcoin. But you know, once the spot market stopped buying, they lose that protection, these people who were entering here, and we started drifting to the downside, trapping them, and then you literally double, triple, four triple profits on your short. So that was the setup for that day. I just want to show you that for overall picture. And now they become properly trapped by informal traders, as our trader posted. Yeah, so you see that big spike. Now we start to drift to the downside. Like there was lots of chop here, before we move to the downside and absolutely punish them and destroy them. But that's what you want to see. They become order flow resistance. So it's not something like technical resistance. People trapped are not like this whole candle is now order flow resistance. That's what we want to see. You will even see like this push to the upside was actually stopping on another more trapped longs into the highs. So this is the dynamics you understand only with the order flow. Yeah. And now this is going to be explained here. I did very extensive stop loss strategy, how I'm using stop losses. I just want to show you this trade here. So again, I don't want to confuse you with anything else. So we just talk about this 97, 98K, but Orderflow here, when the head alert closer to 98K, you've seen like coming into the highs, you already see very large very large longs getting positioned into the market. Your entry here was very clean, swing failure pattern. You are placing stop loss outside of the 98K barrier, and you want to see, like before you even take more shorts, you see that what I was showing you, just up there, you've seen you also have big longs to be trapped here and punished, yes? And then that's what happened. They were mainly positioned from this point. So once you started coming below this point, look, there were even injections properly because now they are creating resistance and you just drift down to the downside into the next day I was showing you. And I just made this example for our traders how to manage stop loss here. It was at 98,170 because the 98K barrier was protecting me for all those multiple reasons. Take profit could be here because you are just ranging locally at the top. And then you see how you will be rejecting from these people. Let me show you. This is also like trade management here a bit, but you see if you are short here and you want to add to your position because you already taken out something from your entry, you can do it in this region, right where you are retesting the big trap longs. You will expand your stop loss, but you will again regain full exposure to the market. Let's say it's 100% to you, yeah? So you have higher leverage, wider stop loss, but remember you had take profit, so literally market, you made money for this stop loss. You made money, even guaranteed profit, even if you are stopped out. That's what we aim. Be risk free is really, really cool in trading. And here, look how it was looking like, yeah? Massive first rejection from large market participants absorbed, because these are not just new position. Some passive market participant was absorbing this and he kept doing so, yeah? So another absorption, another try, and now these people also coming here with such huge longs. You should be already back in highs, you are not. So you see another reason. This is looking interesting for, like, we want to trap leverage for these medium time frame moves for swing trades, and we've got that. So just super clean. And of course this is now market when you are shorting here whatever, you need to lose this area, yeah, the 94K region, because in bullish markets you do what you see here. You come into the low, these are continuation volumes for the uptrend. The strong uptrends will protect such levels because it's also start of low volume node and impulse, just general impulse. In strong markets, you do swing failure pattern here and you just start rotating range to the upside. You either reject here or just continue higher. It didn't happen. You see very mild bounce, and then we started like heavy sell side. This is news event, by the way. The Trump announced tariffs. We know how bearish tariffs are for crypto, for equities, super good for gold. Massive move to the downside, and you just start to bake easy. Like, this is the easiest move you can get because this was super easy to move over this no support area. Now you make big money. You are positioned for day trade, swing, just absolute perfection. So yeah, this was just trade management. You can pause the video and read about it. Now let's go more. You know, the trade area I was showing you at the beginning of the video is playing out. We had like 10% move out of it. This is another benefit of being in a group. You know where I'm looking for trades. I'm making it easier for you if you don't have time. My trade areas are more based on medium time frame trades. So more of like, you don't have to, like intraday you have every single like few trades a day. These big trade areas are where you make most money. Coinbase now adding extra pressure. Let me show you. So before we even lost the levels, the key levels I was showing, Coinbase, same with as a Binance, they also added heavy walls as soon as we come into the 98K. You see how big efforts exchanges are doing to not let you go to the upside, and that's how you can literally change your odds. Now your odds are pretty high, like 80% plus. You will move to the downside. Yes, all exchanges doing the same thing. This was orchestrated move to the downside. Don't fight the whales. just go with the whales, and you have all the tools you need here for that. We also have this beautiful template on TRDR we are watching, because traditional retail market participant, he's going to watch just blindly RSI with super many false signals. This template has 70% like very good win rate. Like here, when we are in heavily overbought condition on RSI, because this is coming and this is derived from the open interest, showing you maximum greed and maximum fear in the market. So you see this one, like this top here, open RSI heavily overbought on open interest. Same thing is happening to the upside even here. So I'm always watching when we come into such extreme territory. This only stops working less when we are in a strong bull market. Of course, you can move over these regions, but even then you still get at least range, yeah, because market gets very overextended, overheated, too much leverage entered into, you know, into market. Now, as we started move to the downside, I told you very critical levels start to be lost. Again, our symmetry level, like at least this one, is now playing out. It's very simplified, but of course I cover trades more, but this is playing out nicely. I'm giving look at the breakdown. You can pause the video again, like I was explaining very heavily here. You see, this is my this is the setup, the secondary short, when the Binance longs were trapped here, and when spot stopped buying, stopped protecting them, I immediately shorted at highs. I had even more limits to be filled here. I was adding heavily as we're dropping, because we are trapping the big Binance longs. First take profit, one taken here on the consolidation, and then I was adding as we were breaking down, add, another take profit. This is trade, not swing trade. This one is more aggressive, where I'm paying myself more. One account is, you know, more take profits every single day. Another account is more greedy. Bitcoin is ranging 80% of time. Your impulses create only 10 to 20% of time, so it's much wiser to take more profits when it's needed. And if you want to be greedy, you have swing account for that, which I was using. Okay, we went over that. Trade management, adding further, so many pause, literally getting lost. Distribution zone, symmetry rejection, oh yes. So, and yeah, I predicted long time ago, before we even broke down, there will be heavy distributions happening in this zone or in the orange area. We did it mainly in the red zone, and you see another rejection, another reason why you know, just rejected 98k, summer low of 2025 plus this market structure resistance. So it was very logical area for Bitcoin to reject on a first try. Bitcoin is not strong yet, not strong. You would need to see much better, you know, price action and levels reclaimed. Swing short add. So as I'm waking up, I'm telling our traders right away as we are dropping, added to core swing short. As we are continue breaking down, I added 15%, so exposure is jumping to 65%. So you see I'm still having very decent exposures, and this was 2 days back, so when we are in the midst of the biggest drop. So, and look at that, after time passed, after we've got the tariffs accelerating market to the downside, even if you had no position, you could be shorting tariffs, by the way. Now we are reaching that first 1 hour symmetry target. You don't need to close position here. I actually closed the short from here, the day trade, then I was adding to it, and also that was closed fully for me because I paid myself, I think, 5% move, and I still kept untouched swing short. So I paid myself, took some money off the table, and swing short is still exposed in the market. That's how you do it. Never regret if you close trade some of the trades a bit sooner. You get better with it. Now nobody is perfect. Yeah, we can only try to be like perfect, but it's not never be perfect. For our symmetry, I'm also playing around with the idea, if tariffs keep pressuring the global equities and crypto, we will actually finish this 4-hour symmetry, which is going to be similar pattern as here. When we topped out, we went into this massive correction. So yeah, when we are not stopping on 1-hour symmetry, of course we will move to 88k region. Gold nuggets further. Okay, we went over that, and pretty much here is how it played out. The symmetry was hit. Actually, we found final low just shortly after. I think it was final low or just one more low was down below, but you see the symmetry played out beautifully. Plus we've had lots of technical reasons. One of the reasons, I don't need to remind you, we will go over technical analysis just shortly, but if we go to medium time frame, which is, these moves are medium time frame, 1 hour time frame, you see what was happening mainly. So we've got the deviation above 3 month, like we've spent 3 month range in this range, is just unbelievable, but it's just lots of time. But you see, once you start rejecting the, you push below, there was no, like you had chance to do bullish retest in this box, yes, and push back. That would be fantastic. Bulls failed to do that. They actually rejected the 3 month VAH. You also went below 3 month point of control, and that was also rejected. So of course your next logical area after you lose this high volume node will be full rotation. You see market is missing volume in this range. Look where is stopping right now. So where did my range? Yes, here. So if I extend now, you will see now we start to fill more volume when there is less volume. So every single market wants to be efficient, and it also wants to curve the volume profile. So the range here, the volumes here are not a surprise for me, because again, this is low volume node area, and no problem, market can fill this area. So the rotation was completed. Let's just move back of that range into the 3 month val and absolute perfection, just key low. And let's go into the final pose of this analysis. And I gave this is very simplified, but I gave like first time, like in January, at the beginning of the January, I gave traders all these 4 areas I will be looking to long for the rest of the month in case we get pullback. First area was here. We've got a swing failure pattern, huge push to the upside, massive winning, everybody made money in the group. Second area and third area I was giving to traders is to watch this low. This should be first taken out before you take weekend liquidity, I mean Christmas liquidity, and this box. This box is going to be now big support, because market tends to, after big push to the upside, we've got the new year inflows, but we tend to backtest the yearly open back and also take the liquidity from the Christmas. This is just very low volume chop. Take everybody out and then push. You see, we did the retest of the box and then we reversed higher. So this box is still serving as a support, even if you lose this current low in the future. Plus, if you lose and take the liquidity, you have another box to watch here for new longs. Okay. Everything I say is just for education and entertainment, you know the disclaimer. Okay, so that was like very quick. Of course, I made like 5 times more posts about my shorts, but I just picked the most important ones, so you see how long it took, 27 minutes. So you've got the coverage. Now you see into my mind how I'm thinking about trades, what tools I'm using, and how I'm adding to trades and how I'm managing them. It must be a combination of technical analysis, order flow, and other supportive things like on-chain and options. You can literally then predict the market. Yes, just beauty. We can go over. So this is now done. I hope it was useful. If yes, just let me know. And if you want to learn and master how to take trades like that, just join our group, and you will learn that with me, because every single trade, almost every single trade I take, I cover. I tell you why I'm taking it. Oftentimes it's live, because I like 1 minute after entry, I'm telling I'm in the market, I'm giving reasoning why, and then I'm giving the management of the trade as well. So you learn from that. You better enjoy and you better join, because it's my last 2-3 years of trading like that. Then I will be mainly swing trader. I will retire, because I will show people I retire. I don't leave this. I don't leave from fees from this group. This group is too small for me to leave from it. Yes, well, the members you see is like 200 active traders. There would need to be like 1,000 to 2,000 active traders under management, so I can leave just from the group. So how you see, in one big swing short, I made the whole group income in that one trade. I literally just told some of members. So it is how it is. This is a maximum passion for me, and I want to show and prove people they can be profitable and consistent traders, and there are genuine people around who don't want to live from your fees, but they want to see you succeed. There needs to be legacy for Bitcoin heroes, you see. So yeah, that's just a small note, and now we can go for Bitcoin and analysis what we see right now. So you see, I will be starting with my own analysis so I don't miss anything. Let's go to my corner. Towards the analysis, I'll be showing you that in charts. Yeah, so I don't need to read any posts, I will just comment on this. But you see, so yesterday we had like 5 trades, big long here, some people shorted here, then another long for me. I was also scalping. But the main thing of yesterday, we've seen big falls on equities and crypto, also thanks to tariffs, possible tariffs on Europe and Greenland. But yesterday from Trump, we've had a de-escalation, so markets pushed to the upside. That was like huge winning trade. I was adding to it heavily. You see how much I added actually here, where I showed the trade management. We were taking long at total lows. I also longed the Ethereum yesterday, swing failure pattern. I can literally show you, because Ethereum I don't have time trading multiple assets. Yeah, let's go, don't forget. Ethereum already did swing failure pattern of Christmas, traded it. So Ethereum actually was helping the Bitcoin. When I go to chart and show you Ethereum, just briefly look at this. We already got the 6.5% move, so even much stronger reaction than Bitcoin. I wanted to see same thing from Bitcoin, but for now we front run this, so I'll just show you. But yeah, even more money made on Ethereum, but I was trading Ethereum and Bitcoin together. Let's go back to Thursday analysis. About the trade management, so aggressive long here, take profit once secured for 60%. Up till this point I didn't know there will be de-escalation in tariff, so there was heavy incentive. We might be ranging here and grab the liquidity from below 86,000, 86,500 and below. Once the news were out, I already have positioned, so look at that big buy on the news, another buy here. Just to leave, you see how high I'm actually now in the market, 88,804. But I was taking profits as we were pushing, so I was explaining how I will manage this trade in case it goes back to my entry. I can either close it, yes, I have lots of money booked already on profit, or I can add to trade if I see good reversal at my level, which is I'm not sure if it's likely because it's in the middle of the range and is in the middle of the inefficiency, but Orderflow will tell me. And then I can reposition closer to the lows again or at here, but yeah, that's time will tell. But I don't like personally what Bitcoin did here. We didn't grab that, like this is Christmas price action. Even this low is also Christmas, very like before Christmas. I would like to see this taken out later on. I think that's one of the reasons we have a bit hard time bouncing much higher. Equities are already pushing higher and Bitcoin is a bit ignoring it, yeah. We didn't have a big volume spike here. The price reaction and VIG was great, but I'm not happy we didn't take deals low. So I'll be, in case Bitcoin returns back to lows, I'll be happy to be stopped out on the remaining position and we grab this and then we get a big push to the upside or even from here. So yeah, it is what it is. Ethereum was far better. That's why Ethereum also gave a more stronger reaction. Yes. You see Delta and Spot is not doing much today. My trade box already played out. Like you cannot say you did lose money from it. No, just played out nicely. Let's go further. Again, these rotations are happening. Also on top of 3-month rotation, you were rotating 4 weeks range. This is the Christmas range, front run of the val, but point of control generally. We had no closes below, so there was also defense of that. Here is our AMT. Here is the best scenario I see for today, which is, just ranging above 4 weeks VAH, creating new value here, and then spring into the field inefficiency. We will see if that happens. I am yet to see the data. Yeah, here is that rotation of the main range. Plus, you also did the rotation of the 1-year range. Yeah, so you all also get defense here, not only from local to medium time frame traders, but also high time frame traders starts to buy cheap Bitcoin here, because you rejected that 1-year high volume node, which was our big resistance. Yeah, the most volume was in the upper portions. That's why we are looking for shorts here as well from technical analysis, and you finished you hit the target from this big time frame as well. Losing this area, and we can literally go for these lower liquidity points, yeah? So just be aware of that. And if you want to see more upside today, we need to reclaim the we need to reclaim anchor VWAPs, which are tracking volumes from past few weeks and months. Before it was great support, now it's turning into resistance. Reclaim that, perfect. Then we can retest the whole downtrend anchor VWAP, which is gonna tell us how powerful is downtrend and if we actually negate the downtrend or not. Alerts should be here in case for continuation. I'm also preparing traders where to look for new trades. This point of control, of course. Then we have huge buying at 98k, protecting that for that. We can watch that. One thing which is great to see, so this is one of the reasons we still are consolidating. Coinbase is pressuring market above us with some smaller limits, but again, it's not going to be that easy for Bitcoin to push higher. It needs lots of spot buying. But what is positive, like at least we should be ranging. If we don't get any trend, we should be ranging, because when you check Binance, look how many buying activity and how many new walls are popping up, especially 96,000 to 95k, very good defense. So in case Bitcoin goes, for whatever reason, again, it feels the inefficiency goes back to low and it's gonna grab and fix the weekend Christmas lows and liquidity. We have so much spot buying activity here on in the passive limit orders. It can cause big absorptions and we get another swing long to the upside. So be aware of this region is now getting protected. And ultimately, Bitcoin is left to be traded in this box where we don't have as many limit orders. So you see, that's what Binance is allowing. Now I can show you directly. So I pretty much show you that basic technical analysis. One thing I want to see, again, we are waiting for cash open. Look at that. So today, equity is already very green, same like yesterday. After cash open, if we get more relief flows, I think we should be doing that, because again, 1 week fall was mainly on the tariffs and all the fear about Greenland. If you see cash or pushing heavily to the upside on equities, Bitcoin can also follow that. The London doesn't have much power, so we always need that ETFs on our side, and New York session is the most volume, so you need that session for another decision. You don't have like reason to short here because market is super tight, plus the sentiment improved. You just need to be sitting in long here, and if you have swing long from lower, then perfect, because I have 2 positions. Also Ethereum. One more thing to watch is you don't want to see ES1 closing the gap. You ideally see open drive to the upside on the equity, so we push higher. The gold was up all week with the 1 to 2% gains. Is neutral or is now neutral or like negative, which is good sign. The risk, like the fear in the market, is dissipating, and we might again see that positive session. But we will see. Also, oil is down. That's really good. Yeah, so we pretty much wait for the New York session to open. And now let me check. So on chain we don't need to go over. Let me check if ETFs doing something, because around this time we see some ETFs. Go back, black, refresh. Sometimes their website is like shitting. Yes. Outflow. Oh, that's huge outflow. This is going to be interesting. There are some very heavy outflows potentially from ETFs. This can be creating pressure on Bitcoin. We will see how it's handled. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. It's more than 4,000 Bitcoins. Yeah, I will keep an eye on this. If you see some big selling pressure from Coinbase or other exchanges on the open, yeah. That's one thing to be aware of. How were the outflows yesterday? Yeah, very heavy outflows. You see like 3 times in a row. This fear in markets. These flows can be also coming, like, because these flows you see, they are coming from yesterday. Yesterday was still big fear, so they can find buyers, like they can find and pair those outflows with buyers, and we will see upside. So we will need to watch for redemptions, but you need to understand ETFs 1 to 2 hours after open, we will see if there are some redemptions. So yeah, we will watch that. Options we don't need to go over as much. I can show you a bit of order flow, and I think the main analysis will be coming from me on Tuesday, but I already showed you what's my positioning. Plus, of course, when you were shorting and holding the short, I reduced my short position significantly. I took multiple take profits. I have lost 25 to 30% of my swing short, is mainly as a hedge in case we go for lower liquidity. But yeah, I was taking lots of profit because I was very patient on that short trade. So it's just that, and now I'm more heavier on the long side. It's just time. Let me show you my analysis with the TRDR. This is just powerful tool. You have 2 types of order flow. You have order flow for your direct execution, where we use Exocharts, where we use Market Monkey, we use liquidity. So this is immediate order flow. It's like short term for your scalps and day trades. And then you have the global order flow. Global order flow means it's not about execution as much, it's more about trade management and additional confluence for your trades. Here we mainly aggregate all data from around the world, from all exchanges. It's super fantastic. This cannot be done on traditional markets. Number one tool for that is TRDR. That's why every single day I must be doing analysis. This is part of my trading routine. You can see up here, I was informing our traders, was another final confluence for our shorts. I was showing you so many sell limits. Actually, here the pressure on Bitcoin was highest since November 2025, yeah? Both on Coinbase and also on aggregated markets, all exchanges in the world. On Coinbase, the extreme ratio, we've seen 4 times more shorts. I'm looking here. 4 times sell limit orders, over 1000 Bitcoin compared to just 300 Bitcoins buying. So you see heavy imbalance in your favor if you are in short. Things are changing here. Market starts to be more on the buy side. This is not the strongest signal, but it's more than enough to stabilize market into range or get us large amounts. Yeah, so very good. All we need to do, you will see very briefly if you want to see more upsides. So these are like a bit of predictions. We've seen very heavy selling into the lows. We will in the future see like big buying activity of 2 billion when we go above 91,500. It's very likely. Let me show you in next template why. By the way, liquidations were great. Like you already heard lots of people on long side, because ultimately leverage and like all these rotations are coming for the main pain point to stop as many people as possible, because stop loss taken are liquidations. The passive market participants are filling their orders on your pain. Yeah. So very good liquidations like this already here, 87 million. But now aggregated open interest is showing you where you need to go in order to see much higher prices. For me, the biggest open interest increase was happening in this section. From here, from 92,000 down to 90,800. These are people, the delta, yeah, if we enlarge the delta, main delta direction was to the downside. We have huge position directional shorts here. They were right. Some of them already took profit, but there is still a good chunk of that open interest in the system. This was massive open interest increase from 275 to 294. We still have, so from 275 here to 85, 10,000 Bitcoins open interest is still in the system, locked in. And I do not doubt many are just very greedy shorts, because you see delta continues to go down. Yeah, some of them closed here because delta pushed to the upside with the green candles and open interest go down. So I would say 30% or 40% of those shorts already closed. All right, but the second wave of short squeeze will come when you come to this level, because imagine you are shorting here. Yeah, if you short here, where you would be taking profit or closing positions, you have two options. You have wide stop loss, and many institutions don't use as wide stop losses. They want to, close positions before they got hurt. So I think when you come here and when you start taking out these highs and you don't do swing failure pattern, they will try to defend positions, by the way, as well. So be careful. We can do swing failure pattern first. If we don't, you will see big spike and your open interest will be crashing to the downside. Yeah, and you can easily get back to 93,400. And there you will have another decision point if you feel the inefficiency here or not. So just be 91,500 level is for me a very crucial level for reclaim to cause that big pain for those big shorts. Yes, we don't know who is that or what's the agenda. This can be big hedges, who knows. But again, we can predict where there will be pain and be ready for that. What is CVD doing? All right, so we see finally some buying on Coinbase. You see, even when market was reporting huge outflows, again, remember, ETF data are shown up from yesterday. So what people wanted to do yesterday. So there was heavy inflows, but I think today there will be inflows as well, because we have positive sentiment in the world. So there is some Coinbase buying already. We hopefully get that. You also remember you want to have Binance on your side when you are pushing. Coinbase and Binance together, they are the most powerful exchanges. The biggest pumps and dumps are happening thanks to Coinbase and Binance especially, right? So just watch on that delta. Binance is now chilling, going sideways. But if it's if it's gonna join up to Coinbase, we can go much higher. So watch this. Let's go further. This is why when you're using the order book ratios and bands, nothing is 100%, but you see at least when you've got the signal, you've got the range mounts and other mounts, and then generally perpetuals were stabilizing market here. Very good area. Look at that pressure. This template makes things a lot easier for you. Look at this pressure. Yeah, Binance heavy pressure in this region. Very easy for you to build shorts. If you are swing trader, you don't have time to manage position here, you can take smaller leverage. You can literally place stop loss outside of all these walls who will be protecting you, and that's also one way to trade. Aggregated spot market. This template. Nothing to show you here. The book depth here. This is my main swing template. I was crafting this template for over 2 years. By the way, all the templates here took like 600 hours of backtesting and crafting. Just for that, you should be joining our group and take those templates so you improve trading. With this template, again, you see 98k, 97k shorts was easily to be taken, because look at the pressure. The pressure was indeed highest, and in these thresholds, I'm only watching the Coinbase and Binance together. Here is aggregated data, but this was the largest pressure from November pretty much, and now we start to come into nice positive territories. That's why you are turning around. You pretty much see so many nice longs compared to sell limit shorts, as we had here during 96,000 or even 94k bottoming formation. So this was area where not many limits are placed, so it's easy to move over this. But you go from one extreme to another. These people with their hundreds and hundreds of millions of shorts in the limits and buy limits here, they are controlling price, and you go with these people. Yeah. Open RSI, we went over from heavily oversold, overbought conditions, now into the heavily oversold conditions in this range. So nice. Perpetual. So even if we get recovery, yes, just remember, even if we trigger 91,300 to 500 and shorts covering, there will be some limit orders preventing us going higher. So there is some pressure on spot perpetual markets, especially here. Someone was telegraphing there is heavy resistance, so 93,800. Just watch that. I think when we come into the level here, they were already protecting heavily, then they cancelled. Never underestimate when orders are cancelled. These people can still be lurking in the shadows, and they will pull these orders out when time comes, when price comes to them. So there is high chance we might do in the future swing failure pattern from this region based on how order books were looking like. In the history is giving us very good views. This is the perpetual market, and now spot market. Look at that. So not as many sell side on the spot market in case we start pushing. Heavy resistance still will be lurking at us at 98 to 100k in the future. Nothing crazy above us, but you see how buy side is stabilizing. Yeah, I was showing you those buy walls are here on Binance. They're not everything is visible on this template. It's showing me only the biggest positions. And future defense of 84k. Just remember the level. Many buy walls are actually there as well, defending. Final template, I like to close videos with this template, is the whales template, which is always making me easier for decision making, because of course I want to become a whale. I'm on the way there, but not there yet, and I'm watching how they are trading the market. But you can simply see, if we go into the history, first of all, in the future, they want to, these walls are still there, they're just not shown up because there are limits how much template is showing me, but 82k to 80k, that's why I think we get in the future, when Bitcoin drops for whatever reason, 82 to 79, we get another huge bounce for 15%, just based on how the limits are looking like there. 10 to 15%, easily a big swing failure pattern and a swing trade, right? So remember that. Now you can see here, this template is just showing me how people are filling position. Even in the December, the whales, look how many walls they're replacing. You can see how they're filling big orders. This template is showing me only the biggest spot or perpetual orders above 50 million. Only the deepest pockets in the market who who are rarely wrong, yeah, because they have the deepest pockets. I don't care what retail does here. So you see massive, they are filling the position from 85 down to 80k, and you can see as we are pushing up, that's reason, and you can literally see where they are, you know, taking profits. It was in this first wave, of course, and then second wave was here. The big sell limits were appearing. You can see how they were trying to exhaust the market. Yeah, look at this box. This was the box when they filled longs previously. Now they are filling big profits on longs, and they are filling shorts as well at the same time, because open interest was also increasing into the positions. And now you see where they are taking profit. Tell me that. Here, huge limit already, like some limits already filled here in this consolidation, and the second wave of limits starts to appearing here. And market is front running that, because if they see they are not getting filled on the walls, they can go and do market entries. Okay, so they will front run their own flows. Sometimes you just have to use market order. You have no other choice. So very obvious now. Long side is switching. Now market is switching to long side. Take profit on big shorts, and whales are building longs, and it will continue the lower we go. So yeah, I just go with the whales. I never fight them. In this template is very clear on what side you want to stand. Okay. So that's the TRDR, and we can have a look on TapeSurf as well. Just remember, past week you needed financial juice to be very efficient trader, because it was news driving market. Any escalations were causing moves to the downside, we shorted, and any de-escalations we longed with the tariffs. Sometimes this is Trump administrative. This is how it is. With TapeSurf, let me show you. Okay, so this is the Coinbase sell side. This is going to be slowing down any upside. Binance pretty empty, up to 93k, good. Perpetuals pretty stuck, but nothing peeking out. Yeah, nothing not crazy. And here is our main resistance for the rest of the month, of course, super stacked. And buy side, well, buy side is mainly like they are not protecting as much the most immediate levels, but 87k and 87,600 is now getting defended on Binance. Those are the spot walls I was showing you. The huge stacking here. So do you see they try to fill positions in the weekend, the Christmas liquidity, and when market takes Christmas lows. Also leverage is very heavily involved at 86,000. So I think 86,000 future big level to be defended, and might get really good reaction. Yeah, and when I go lower, you see then we've got these swing defense levels, but we don't need to go over that because Bitcoin is not there. So that's my analysis for today. Pretty much prepared both directions, still in longs. I hope we get more moves to the upside with the equities. And one more thing I can announce you, if you know, I was adding many new sections last year, and I made 0.1 version of Order of Learning. If you join the group, you even have access. If you join the Discord, you will not have access to the modules, but you will see how it's structured. I consider with so I trade since 2018, and I established group in 2021 when I already had methodology to pass to people so they can become profitable. But just now in January 2026 I completed the proper Order of Learning, and you literally need to check that, because is every time you learn something in the group, I removed many sections which you don't need to need, which is just noise. You learn what matters, but you will start with technical analysis on a learning journey. Everything explained why. Then you also include symmetry into your trading, because already I showed you symmetry in our setups just in today's video. Then you learn auction market theory. Super important, is backbone of our trading. And then you start moving into supportive modules. You can pause video and read. Trade management rules, planning and supportive modules. Everything has its importance and super key to know. And only then, after you go over technical analysis and supportive modules, you will learn how to not risk too much. And just trade management is super crucial before you even open the trade. Only then you move to order flow, and then you start learning execution tools, Exocharts, which you will pair with order book heatmap tools. Because when I'm taking trades, now traders know I'm watching walls, how they are, you know, popping up on exchanges and interactions with them, and then execution template. Yeah, this template is gold. This template here, I made many tutorials just for this template if you want to execute. So you pair that with execution, and then you move to other things, global order flow, TRDR. Yeah, so you have you have hundreds of hours of learning here. It's gonna take you months, but it's worth it. You see how advanced this. If you don't have time for trading, swing course is waiting for you. And of course, I will be launching because you can trade with multiple principles. You can trade also news events. You will know why. Here is everything explained. And in the second quarter of 2026, we will implement options trading, and this is going to be pretty much very serious game changer. So order of learning, instead of 2 web pages, instead of two pages, it now has 6 or 7, and you can just go in the order. All right, then it's first day, and I wish you great rest of the week. I showed you plan. I hope you will trade really well, and thank you for watching, traders. Goodbye.